Hello, welcome to this video. Today it's going to be a 2023 Filofax setup. So you might have seen my previous one, which is where I changed from a Filofax Domino into a Filofax Finsbury. So this is Filofax Finsbury. It's like a grey leather mottled design. And here's just a piece of white cardboard that I'm going to be using to cover up personal information in the Filofax. Okay, so first of all, there's this popper to open it up. So on this side, I have put in some post-it notes. These are all from Busy Bee, these three. So these are like little cats, which my sister got me. These are like little squares, which my sister got me. And these are sort of rectangle, as you can see, they're a bit grey. I've got a business card in there, and then in here I've just got some sheets of Emma Bridgewater memo paper, just in case I need to make notes and stuff. I decided to put this vellum sheet down, so it is from some Oliver bonus packaging. My mum bought me some jewellery, so I don't know, I just thought I might as well repurpose it. So it's quite an abstract design, and it just kind of slightly protects my personal information underneath, which is on like the basic Filofax sheet. So previously I had a slightly manky sort of clear plastic sheet, so I thought this is a little bit of an upgrade. Back of that information sheet I've just stuck a piece of lined paper where I'm going to put some more things down, I think, or like key websites or things that I need to regularly go onto. And then here is a weekly divider. So I recently created this. I'm going to insert now how I created that. So here is my old one. Draw around your previous divider or use the ones that came with your planner, or you could even measure out your own. Here I am just using a ruler to make sure the edges are all straight. Make sure you include the little tab that sticks out as well. And then I decided to do it two thicknesses because I didn't have particularly thick card, but if you had a thick enough piece of card you could just do it once. So I've done them so they go back to back, so you can see the pattern on both sides. And here I'm sticking it down with just some basic Pritt stick, smooth it down nicely, and then just cut off, because you probably haven't got it completely straight. And then this is a hole punch which I bought on Amazon several years ago, so I just think it's good for making your own Filofax pages. It's much more accurate and quicker than trying to do an individual punch. And then here I am just writing on weekly, and then I use a strip of just normal sellotape down the outer edge just to give it a bit more durability. And then here I am putting it down, smoothing it, and then I also do another small piece just along the top bit there. And there you go, there's my weekly divider. So I'm currently filming this in December, and I have started doing a bit of planning in January. This is the first week with nothing on though. So this is January 16th. So I'm using the week on a page paper from Crossbow Planners, which is a company which you can find on Etsy. So I showed this in my last video, but it's 3 bullet points, then a timetable from 6 AM to 11 PM, top 3 important tasks to do, notes, and then just a half page for Saturday and Sunday, which can get quite squashy sometimes. And then if I do get busy, then I'm going to have a sort of Dutch door system where I'm going to put in a piece of cardboard and then stick a post-it note to that if there's little lists and stuff I need to have, like a to-do list. But for the time being, these little bits at the bottom are sufficient, and they're managing to keep me organised sufficiently. At the moment I'm not planning on using a Dutch door, but I have used that in the past and I may use it again in the future. I haven't actually finished writing in all the dates for these weekly planner sheets, but I think I've got enough to take me up until about March, and then I'm going to have to think about whether I want to purchase some more or maybe try out a new sort of system. So I've got a good trial to see how these sheets suit my life and my work. So I don't use any stickers on my weekly sheets, but I use colour coding with highlighters. So I do orange for workouts, pink for appointments or places that I need to go to, and then I do lilac highlighting for horse riding, and then I sort of do like a darker purple for holidays and bank holidays. And this all corresponds to my monthly sheets as well. So this is the monthly divider, which I'm just using. I've used this for a couple of years. I made it a while ago. You need to look at a calendar, maybe on your phone, online, or on another paper calendar to see what the days are like for next year. And then here I am just drawing out the squares for my monthly layout page. So this will depend on how big your page is and how big you want the grid to be. But it's really good to get this all accurate first and then just rub off any mistakes. And then here I am going around with a uni ball pen, and then I did a little 0.5mm pen just to write the days of the week in. And then I love this stamp, it makes me feel like a little librarian. So that's my sheet for October, and then here's the corresponding sheet that I'm going to use to write down my spending in October. And then here is January. I'm just using my pencil to cover up something, but anyway, I use this green highlighter for days that I'm at work, and then I've got 2 courses booked in. So I've written those down and I have highlighted them in pink, and then other things will also go in there and be highlighted and colour coordinated. And I use a little bit of stickers just to personalise these monthly pages. On the back of the monthly pages, I like to do a to-do list and then also maybe a goals for the month. And then just to sort of like do this, I would draw a square and then write what it is, and then I'd go along and would colour in the square once the task is completed. So I think it probably, like, this would be my to-do list and goals for January, and then January's on the previous page. But maybe it would make sense if it was February. So it was like you're opening it up and seeing the whole month like this. But this, I'm going to stick to how I've always done it for the time being. So I've done a little bit of sticker decorating, so that's St. Patrick's Day. I'm actually working for a company, mainland UK, so I will not get that day as a bank holiday. And here is April, and I've got a tick up there. Oh yeah, so this is going to be a bank holiday, so I've coloured that in purple. And then, there, really my to-do list for April. And then here is my monthly spread for May. I've only put in the first few months so far because I don't really see the point in carrying around excess weight in my planner. Okay, next is finances, which is everything I have ever bought recorded. I record absolutely everything, even things that are direct debit, and also even if it's just putting 50p in a machine to fill up the air in my tyres, it is recorded here. And then on the back, I like to keep a shopping list. This is kind of like a wish list item. Sometimes things are on this list for months and months and I never buy them, and then I realise I don't want them. These 2 things could have actually gone on a different post-it note because they're kind of things I'm going to need to buy within the next week. These are like longer term things. But then if someone asks, oh, what do you want for your birthday? I can be like, oh, I want a spirit level. But anyway, here is my January. I haven't started it yet because it's not January. So I would write the date, then I would write the shop, then I would write the item, and then I would write how much it cost. And then I do kind of like a colour coding with underline, so I'd underline it in brown if it was food, underline it in green if it was essential, and then I underline it in purple if it is like life worth living costs. And at the end I would work out my totals for each. And I have kind of like a budget, so I keep that in a spreadsheet just to keep track of my spending. I just like to do a bit of colour coding and record everything in this format. Next is trackers, so it's tracking habits and other things. So I think it's important every year to think about what you're using and tracking. So this year I've decided to start tracking days that I read for more than 30 minutes. Right, this is back from 2022, I'm still filling those in, but these are my 2023 one. So I've decided to track 6 habits. So I've got no spend, and I would fill in a box each time I have a day with no spending, and then I add up the totals at the bottom. And then this year I've decided to start tracking 30 minutes reading per day, which I haven't previously tracked, but my 2022 reading was really bad compared to 2020 and 2021. So I thought this would be a good sort of way to make it a bit more of a game, or make it a bit more competitive for myself, just to try and get reading a bit more. I do have an app for tracking my period, but I thought I could also put it down in my Filofax. The fourth thing I'm going to be tracking will be my exercise. So instead of writing down the minutes of exercise that I do, which is what I used to do, I think I can just write whether it's a workout, which will be an orange dot with a black circle, whether it's stretches, which is orange, or purple would be horse riding. I do sometimes walk up mountains or go on long walks, but I haven't decided how exactly I'm going to track that. But I just thought a little key, rather than trying to fit in the number, just to keep a sort of visual representation of how much exercise or what activity I've done over the course of the month and the year. Here is sort of practicing tongue twisters and speech. And this one is Bible study. Okay, now moving on to the notes section. So I have got a question like horse training, scales of training there. So you start at the bottom, you need to work on rivets before you start moving up. And then I have cut out these because I'm always Googling women's shoe sizes. Because quite often people or like shops don't have them advertised. They only have like European, and I need to know it in British. But anyway, so I thought having those there would be handy. And then I've decided to put a little piece of pink vellum here, just to give a bit of protection to my notes and add a bit of colour and pattern. I don't really have a colour scheme, in case you've noticed, it's all very eclectic. But anyway, I need to think of 5 New Year's resolutions for 2023. Here are my first 2, so it's become more financially literate, and then go to a cafe or coffee shop 2 to 4 times a month. Just a few weeks ago I started a new job which is working remotely, which is very good, but it means I don't have an office to go to, so I'm going to try and get out to libraries and also the occasional coffee shop, just so I don't become a social recluse, spending 24 hours a day in my bedroom. Then my 2023 bucket list. This is going to be sort of big goal, so I want to buy a house, which is a massive goal. And then on the back of this sheet, I've written sort of smaller goals of places I want to go, things I want to try, sort of restaurants, just so I kind of mix it up and don't continue to do the same thing every time. But I'm not going to show that because it's quite revealing as to where I live. After the 2023 bucket list page, I also have a page of work-related things, so like key contacts, their job titles, details about the equipment I've got and things like that. But here I've decided to include a Filofax map, which I've had for ages but I've never actually put into a Filofax. I don't know, might be planning a couple of trips, so I thought it might be useful to have this just for a bit of reference when I'm talking to people about where I want to go. Then on the back of that there is the time zones, which I thought would be handy, and it all neatly folds in. I am covering up this piece of paper because that's a list of everything I've bought for people for Christmas and things I still need to buy. So yeah, not showing that. I've got quite a few lists and notes, like maybe notes of places where I can go to get free music or audio for YouTube and things like that. But another list that I've got is a bucket list, which is 30 things to do before I'm 30 years old. So I think I put this on YouTube almost 2 years ago. And here is my list. Actually, I could tick off USA, couldn't I? Because I did that. Okay, take that off. Anyway, just to keep this carried around with me, so I can see what I need to get done. Okay, something else I have in my notes section is a sort of infographic that the boyfriend sent me about how to respond to emails. So, I don't know, I just thought it was really handy because I do sometimes get confused about how to respond. And it kind of like tells you what you could say and like good responses. And just for emailing people in a professional capacity, I just find this quite a useful reference for myself. Then last of all, I've got a contacts divider, and I actually made this at the same time that I made the weekly one, so this is brand new, but it's only 1 piece of cardboard thick. I'm not going to show you my contacts, and actually that's the end. I thought I could make this section just 1 piece of card or paper stock thick because I don't actually refer to this that much. Most of my contacts that I contact will be on my phone or in my email inbox, I suppose. Then in here I have got a 15 centimetre ruler, basically because it does not fit in my very small Cath Kidston pencil case. But So in the pen loop, I keep a paper chase pen. I really like these for writing. And then I always have a mechanical pencil with me. So this one is from Paper Mate and it's purple. And I like to have a rubber so I can rub out, because most of my things I would put down in pencil before committing to them in pen. So there is my Filofax all set up for 2023. Hopefully it's going to be a good year for me and for you as well. But anyway, thank you for watching this video. Thumbs up if you like it, and bye.